Critical Drinker says, Supergirl? More superhero slop? I don't know. Let's find out, guys. Original link in the description of this video.
This movie is a wacky, irreverent adventure about a dysfunctional, loose cannon protagonist with a love of dancing and 1980s pop music who uses snarky humor to mask their inner pain and turmoil.
I gotta say, that's a good opening line. Irreverent. It does show her, and it showed her in Superman, as being a drinker and everything else. If it's like Woman of Tomorrow, guys, if it's like this book, she won't be drinking long. There'll be a reason to why she's drinking. It's not the same reason in the book. In the book, it's because she's 21. Here, she says she's 23. But it's probably a similar vein. But she could be just an irreverent, dancing 80s music person. I don't know, but I think the trailer might be giving a little bit more of a vibe that isn't going to be present throughout the entire movie.
They're not your typical superhero, that's for sure.
Nope,
but when they get embroiled in a world-ending conflict, they're forced to team up with a group of likable misfits. They're not your typical
likable misfits. So far, all we've seen is two characters, and all that's in the book is two characters. They meet people along the way. Those people, they stay where they are, So I'm not sure if that comparison holds a bunch of water. You know what I mean? Like Guardians of the Galaxy or something has a ton of characters. I don't know that the trailer has made us think that it's got any more than just the two.
superhero team, that's for sure. Our gang have to learn to put aside their differences and work together to save the day, and along the way, our main character finds a new surrogate family in this crazy group of outcasts, and learns that sometimes
he's basically just describing a James Gunn movie. I don't know that's not how Woman of Tomorrow reads. Woman of Tomorrow has two main characters. She doesn't find a surrogate family. It's quite the opposite. A girl finds what Supergirl or even Superman actually means.
The real heroes are the friends we make along the way. This isn't your typical superhero movie, that's for sure.
Okay, I need you guys to put in the comments. Do you think that this movie shows that she's going to meet a lot of people along the way and have like this big group? I didn't get that from the trailer. I could be missing something, okay? I could be missing it. But I did not get from the trailer that Supergirl is going to have this posse by the end. They keep showing two people, her and Ruth, being chased by, lots of people because they get chased by lots of people in the book. But I don't know. I'm not getting that vibe. He keeps saying that. Uh-oh. What you do? Stop. No, don't do it.
It's interesting.
That made me so nervous. I disagree with a lot of the claims, but that's not where we're going, man. It's cool. It's cool. We got more to live for.
How a movie that was, officially at least, neither written nor
how's he still talking with a drill in his head?
Directed by James Gunn is somehow shaping up to be the most James Gunn movie that ever James Gunned. I don't...
Okay, I gotta admit, this guy's funny. But I didn't get a huge James Gunn feel from the trailer. There are people that even liked the trailer that said they got a James Gunn feel from it. I read Woman of Tomorrow. So when I read that first before the trailer, I felt, not right before it, but a few weeks before, and that's all I saw during the trailer is the book. Saw a little bit of influence from like 80s stuff, like Little Monsters, movies like that for the aliens, which kind of is probably where James Gunn gets his style. But, I don't feel the overwhelmingness that a lot of people feel with the James Gunn, influence there. It could be there. I may just be an idiot. That's possible. It's quite possible.
I don't know how else to say it, but the trailer that just got released yesterday is basically a comprehensive checklist of every tired, played-out James Gunn cliche from every superhero movie he's ever made. There's the dog to kick things off, because there's always a dog in a James Gunn movie.
He does like dogs, though Crypto is in Woman of Tomorrow from the beginning. He just is.
Because everyone knows that putting a cute furry animal in your movie is pretty much the quickest and laziest way of speedrunning your way to audience sympathies. We've got the obnoxious use of 1980s pop songs because
that could be James Gunn, though I do need to remind people of one very important thing. He didn't invent 80s music. He didn't invent Blondie. It's been used in hundreds of movies and TV shows. Like, he didn't invent those things. The one thing that people are saying that I will give them, the headphones. She does not have the headphones in the book. She's got the jacket, she's going to bars, cyber bars and stuff. That's all there. She's getting chased by people that look like Ravagers. That's all in the book. But those headphones, that is not in the book. And obviously 80s music isn't because, I mean, there's no music. It's a book.
Golly, James Gunn sure does love his classic pop music, which has the interesting effect of pissing me off twice, because I know the studio's gonna absolutely jump on this video the moment I play more than a second of the trailer with audio, and also because after being forced to listen
It's so right. So I got another channel, guys. This is the channel. I just started this channel. This is my reaction channel. I had people that didn't like me doing reactions and my own content on my other channel, and I just talk about Superman over there. So I decided to move all reactions and all non-Superman stuff to this channel. So this is a reaction channel for all kinds of stuff, not just Superman. And on my other channels, I hate it when they put that music in there because you're like automatically like, okay, this video is not going to make any money. You're like, I'm just I'm just spending time working on things, you know. And man, this guy's pretty funny.
to Kate Bush on repeat.
I've never watched Critical Drinker. I've watched a lot of Tyrone Magnus, but I've never watched Critical Drinker because, you know, I hear all the time, Nerdrotic, all of them are the same, Snarky J. So I just pick one of them. You know, I figure I'm getting the whole story there.
In Stranger Things, like I was trapped in some kind of Guantanamo Bay torture session, I've developed a thorough and abiding hatred of this lazy, cringe, nostalgia-milking bullshit. It's not cool and quirky anymore, it's just tired. Also, and I'm hardly a musical expert on this one, but I kinda have to question the song choice here. Call Me by Blondie was written for American Gigolo, a movie about a male prostitute. What the dickens could they be hinting at here? Anyway.
I didn't know any of that information. That's quite humorous. Like, what kind of feminist... What are we doing? What are we doing?
It's time to introduce our main character, Kara. She's not your typical superhero though. She's a drunken, cynical, messed up party girl who likes to cut loose and do her own thing. She's definitely not here to live up to your expectations.
In the book, she's specifically celebrating her birthday. In the very beginning, it tells you that. It's not a big spoiler. She's celebrating her birthday. It sounds like that's what she's doing here. It doesn't seem like she's just an all-out drunk. Superman made her seem that way. But we'll see how it goes.
That's for sure.
This from the book. She's at bus stops, cyber bus stops. You know, I mean, that's what she does.
Girls get it done.
That's not in the book.
She's played by Millie Alcock, who turned in a great performance in House of the Dragon, and I'm sure she's going to do her best here. I mean, she's not exactly statuesque like I'd imagine Supergirl to be, but whatever. It's not...
What does that mean? I mean, I know what statuesque means, but I'm not sure what his implication is. She's not hot enough? Is that what he's saying?
Like we'd expect her to do crazy stuff like work out in a gym or anything. But
he immediately explains it.
She looks fine as the drunk, out-of-control party girl who's going through a midlife crisis at 23.
Only in the beginning. Only in the beginning she seems that way. And you got to remember, this movie, it shows us already that it's going to do what the book did. It's going to show us her experience of Krypton dying. Which she even says in there, you know, the gods aren't kind enough, you know, to have killed everybody the day it died. So I think this movie is going to lead into Man of Tomorrow. Probably when you see that, this thing coming down on that city, that is probably Brainiac stealing her city or whatever. I'm just guessing because, you know, Man of Tomorrow is going to have Brainiac. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's going to tie together well, but I don't know if the movie's going to be any good. It could suck, but I'm hopeful, optimistically cautious.
3 for some reason. Oh my goodness, it must be such a drag to be young and hot and superpowered. Can't imagine how you cope with it. Quirky.
Well, she lost her family, dude. Okay, that's why there's so many rich and famous people that go off the deep end and they have all this money. If this doesn't solve everything.
Pseudo-retro science fiction gags? Don't worry, we've got you covered. Because clearly when you have the ability to fly and travel through space, a bus is the natural choice for getting around.
Okay, in the book, she goes to planets with red suns so that her powers are nulled so that she can get drunk. Because she can't get drunk when she's under the influence of a red sun. Her abilities won't let her do it. So she goes off-world, and when she does, she's in some of these cases, she's still more powerful. She's just not like super powered. But she has to travel by, you know, those kind of things so that she can get around. Plus, James Gunn made it clear in Superman that Superman holds his breath for like an hour. So he might need a ship to travel from one planet to another if they're far enough away. So that's something that's Silver Age. That's something that, by Silver Age, I mean like 80s comics, 70s comics. So, yeah.
Actually, why the fuck does she even bother wearing a trench coat when she's basically immune to temperature? Oh right, that's why. Time for
Again, the sun changes. Okay, so she probably needs a little bit of a coat just to make sure that she doesn't get a little chilly.
a fight scene, I guess. Let's assemble our group of accommodating
That's straight from this book. Let me see if I can find the page. I probably can't find it quickly. That is straight from the book. Like, absolutely straight from it. Right there. Right there. Look at that. This is the part where she gets them all off of her. Where's the part where they all like see her and stuff? It's probably a page or two back. Like, it is straight from. There's a whole bunch of dialogue between that and that. Here's like a part where their cannons and stuff are shooting at her, but that's not quite the same. But they actually do in the book show where she's all of a sudden got all these people, pointing their guns at her, and she's like, okay, well, this isn't going to go well. That probably is the best illustration. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Instead of lasers, it's cords that are like wrapped and tied around her. So you see, this stuff is from the book. I guess maybe he's complaining because it's in a Guardian style. I don't know. To me, it just looks spacey. I don't see just direct Guardians because there's lasers.
stuntmen to get the kicked out of them. But don't forget to work in that snarky James Gunn humor.
Okay.
But James Gunn's not directing it. He couldn't have been around for all of this because he was working on Superman when this was being filmed. And he's working on the screenplay for Man of Tomorrow while this is being edited. So he can't have had that much influence. Producers, like Man of Steel was produced by Christopher Nolan. Nobody calls that a Christopher Nolan movie. It's clearly a Zack Snyder movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same job he's got here. So I don't know.
Hey, this does not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
Nailed
He
it.
keeps
Who even
showing
wrote this shite anyway? Anna Noguera, eh? Not exactly a screenwriter I'm familiar with, but surely she must have some.
Hey, God, I don't know much about directors or screenwriters or any of that stuff. I just watch movies to watch them. I'm not big into all this, like, let's dissect everything, because I think it takes the fun out of just seeing the movie. People get in their heads things and they can't let it go when they go see it. I love going in fresh.
Pretty impressive accomplishments if she's been charged with writing a $200 million blockbuster.
Put in the comments what you think of that part. Right there. I'm a Superman fan. I don't like seeing Superman get peed on. But if you notice, look in the right-hand corner, guys. What do you see in the right-hand corner? Supergirl's also getting peed on. Of course, it's splashback, but still, she's getting peed on as well.
Let's take a quick look at her IMDb page, shall we?
Oh, we're really going into this. We're really.
Oh. You know when Marvel used to hire small-time indie directors?
This is not the best video. He did this on purpose. I don't know who this is, but she looks like she's like talking like, oh, I don't like what I'm talking about.
For their big budget movies because they knew they'd be too scared and overwhelmed
She does look like that, doesn't she?
to do anything other than obey studio orders. I can't help but think of that right now. Anyway, it doesn't matter who wrote it, the end result is the same. I am tired of these movies, man. The forced humor, the overbearing music, the desperate attempts to be edgy and different, the visual diarrhea that looks to be 90% green screen, the predictable plot.
Probably LED screens. Probably not green screen.
Plot points and story beats that you just know is going to be shoved into the standard James Gunn mold because that's literally the only thing he's capable of producing now.
He did get one word right at that time. Producing. He's producer.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
There's a word that keeps lurking in my mind whenever I think of James Gunn
I like that too. Was that Billy Madison?
films, and that word is sincerity. Not because they actually possess it, God no, but because they're so completely lacking in it that it actually feels they're taking something away from the audience on a fundamental level. He's the movie equivalent of an insecure teenager who's so scared of being mocked and ridiculed that literally everything he says and does has to be cloaked in a protective shield of sarcasm, cynicism, and ironic humor.
That is exactly what this entire video is. Oh man, I may not agree with a bunch of the stuff this guy's saying, but he's hilarious.
You can't make fun of him because he's already doing it to himself. But holy does it make for a hollow movie experience? You really can't get invested in anything or anyone in a James Gunn movie because it all feels like a setup for one big joke. And well, I think people are starting to feel it. For all Zack Snyder's faults as a storyteller, and believe me, there are many, one thing you can't accuse the guy of is insincerity. His films might be
You can't accuse him of insincerity? Insincerity? I'm not sure what he means by that, but that was one of my... I liked Man of Steel, okay? Liked it quite a bit. I teeter on which I like better, Man of Steel or James Gunn's Superman. One of the problems I had was that the characters seemed insincere. There was very, very little character development, which creates an insincere feeling. I don't know what he means by that. Let's hear.
slow, bloated, self-important.
Tell me if you agree with what I'm saying. I'm saying in Zack Snyder's movies, the characters feel a little more insincere because there's a lack of character development often in his movies. So you don't feel that sincerity because it's like, I don't know much about them. I don't know how they actually are. I don't know. You know, I don't know how these people collide. I don't know their chemistry because it's kind of lacking, you know?
Dour and overly serious, but you can tell he's 100% committed to the story he's telling. And there's a kind of simplistic honesty in what he does.
I mean, I guess you could say that about James Gunn too. It's like, it's clear it's committed to telling the story he's telling. You know, I don't know. I'm not surely I'm understanding what he's saying. Put it in the comments if you could break that down for me better.
Sincerely trying to show you who he is and what matters to him as a filmmaker. We even ran a poll on Open Bar a few weeks ago asking the audience if they preferred Man of Steel, a movie that's been thoroughly shit on over the years, or James Gunn's Superman by James Gunn. And the results were like 90% in favor of
Okay, that's just because it's a skewed poll. I run the same polls on my other channel, and I get the same results but reversed. You know, so it's just skewed because most of the people that watch my channel, I get a large portion that like that I'm unbiased, and then I get ones that just like that I'm not saying all this constant negative stuff without taking in the positive. I'll acknowledge the positive, but I'm also going to talk about the negative. For instance, I'm kind of worried about Man of Tomorrow because I didn't enjoy the character of Lex Luthor. I thought Nicholas Hoult did a great job, but they made me hate Lex Luthor like he's evil. And now we're going to have a whole movie about him? That's a whole nother video, guys.
Man of Steel. That's not an endorsement of Man of Steel. It's an indictment of James Gunn's Superman and everything that it represents. Because when you get right down to it, I honestly think most people would choose deeply flawed sincerity
I like his accent. Deeply flawed. When you get right down to it.
over polished
Is that good? No?
duplicity. What I'm trying to say with all this pretentious bullshit is that this trailer made me feel weary, somewhere deep down inside whatever passes for my soul. It's too much of everything that I'm sick of at this point, and I'm willing to bet that I'm not the only one who feels this way.
Well, it is a teaser, so we really don't know. I mean, the Superman movie, the teaser, a lot of people loved that one. A lot of people loved that one. But it didn't get as much hate as Supergirl is getting, but it really didn't tell us anything at all. You know what I'm saying? Things started to really make more sense as the other trailers came out.
God only knows what it's going to do at the box office. If Superman could barely scrape its way to $600 million worldwide, despite the longest and most
Barely scrape its way, yet it got more than the other superhero movies.
obnoxiously desperate marketing campaign in history, what chance do you think this derivative, tired, played out abortion of a film is going to have?
I wonder how long it takes to sit down and write all this stuff out.
It's like if you've been at a party all night, it's 3 in the morning and you're getting ready to stagger home and pass out on your kitchen floor, and some dickhead comes in with a tray of shots and screams, "Let's get this party started." No, the party's over, James. It's been over for like 5 years now. You're just...
I can tell you this. He's describing the Supergirl trailer at like the little puppet, you know, throwing up, and the torture dude with the eyes open. He's describing that it makes him feel that way. The trailer didn't make me feel that way, but watching his video makes me feel that way from all the grossness. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to associate that with Supergirl. Oh, Supergirl, you know?
Just too wrapped up in your own PR to realize it. Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
That's
Go
it.
away now.
That's it. Guys, put it in the comments if you agree with Critical Drinker, if you think this movie is absolute going to be slop, or, you know, let me know if you think it looks like, or, you know, it's going to be good, or if you think, I don't know yet, it's just a teaser like teasers always are. I am cautiously optimistic. I think that I liked the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow book. I have a review of it on my other channel. This is a brand new channel. You should subscribe to this one where I put all my reaction videos to superhero content and stuff, and maybe some other things. We'll see. And I liked it. So when I see the trailer, that's what I see is the Woman of Tomorrow book. I see it coming to life, and that's really cool. So I don't know. I'm excited. Let me know, guys. Don't forget to check out one of my other videos.